Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. It's your girl Star bringing you Stoner's Animated Podcast. So today I wanted to talk about my top 10 anime. I put the quotes because it was super hard for me to minimize the amount of anime I actually really do love and enjoy, and it was so hard to make this list. Like, oh my god. I tried to leave out some mainstream animes because I feel like there's just so many anime that people know about, like My Hero, everyone talks about, Demon Slayer. So those type of anime are not gonna really be on my top 10. I think there's only about like 2 or 3 mainstream anime on my list. But I want to talk about animes that people don't really talk about. That's the whole point of doing this podcast. Also, see me, I'm wearing my Bull shirt. This shirt is from Amsterdam. If you're a stoner like me, love smoking, love chill vibes, I would say you have to go to Amsterdam. They have coffee shops all around, and basically you go in, cop some bud, have a cup of coffee, sit down at a table, enjoy your day, and it was the best experience for me ever. I recommend everyone go to Amsterdam, especially if you smoke. So the Bulldogs, love it, love the shirt, had to get some merch, of course. So let's get into my top 10. All right, so for number 1, Angel Beats. So Angel Beats takes place at a high school that's really acting like a limbo for teenagers who have died. But in their lives, they experience like hardships and trauma, and basically they have to come to terms with everything before they're given a second chance, like at life. So every character in this afterlife has felt cheated, so they can't find inner peace to move on. So for some reason, this is an anime that in my teen years really hit me. It's just like real life situations that people are going through. Like literally every single character has a backstory, and usually it's traumatic and super depressing and sad. But somehow the anime still finds a way to have super funny moments, and it all just comes across very genuine. I love like, and the music, oh my god, the soundtrack for Angel Beats is chef kiss, so good. Next is Hunter x Hunter. I say a lot. I don't know why. I realized that watching the last video, I was like, oh yeah, she says all the time. But next, number 2 is Hunter x Hunter. So most people know about Hunter x Hunter. Everybody, this is one of the more mainstream animes that I think everyone has probably tried to watch or watched a little bit or definitely watched it and is reading the manga. So Gung aspires to be a hunter, an exceptional being of greatness. With his friends and his potential, he seeks his father who left him when he was younger. He really wanted to be with his dad because I couldn't believe like how long he was looking for this man, but it was all for a reason. Since everyone really knows about Hunter, I'm not gonna explain like what happens in that anime too much. But what I will say is my favorite arc is, of course, the Chimera Ant arc. It was crazy. Plot development, everything was great for me. My least favorite was Greed Island. I don't know. It didn't resonate too much for me. I didn't enjoy it. I think my favorite part of that whole Greed Island thing was the dodgeball tournament, and then if the manga continues and they actually animate what's going on in the manga right now, I think the Succession contest has the potential to be the best arc Hunter x Hunter has done. Unfortunately, due to hiatuses, like they're like he's always like the manga itself is just always going on hiatus. The man who writes it, he has health issues. I hope he, gets better. We would really love to see this work of art completed. So if you love Hunter x Hunter, you should be reading what's happening right now, because it's great. Totally forgot to light up. Been holding my spliff this whole time. All right. And guys, like I know you guys can't really literally sit down and cipher with me, but like if you're watching a video, Light up. This is what this is all about. Stoners, smoking, and talking about anything animated. I want you guys to literally vibe with me here. So number 3 on my top 10 is gonna be Orn High School Host Club. So this is a shoujo anime. It's a story. The main character is a girl. She gets admission to this elitist high school, and after obtaining like this outstanding debt from this host club, she rises through the ranks and is able to become a full-time host and is actually really popular. It's super light anime, really funny. And if you enjoyed the anime already and already seen it and you never read the manga, I really suggest reading the manga because it gave me the ending that, I kind of needed to be like, oh, this was a nice little love story. I definitely say give that manga a read. Next on the list is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. So, the story of the Elric brothers as they search for a way to return their bodies to normal, only to stumble upon like some greater conspiracy that puts the whole continent at risk. And man, do I love a good government conspiracy story. Everyone, pretty much, this is another anime that most people do know about. Full Metal Brotherhood is the version that goes based on the manga. In 2009, Brotherhood came out and it tells the complete storyline exactly how the manga is written. For me personally, the original manga ending had a great conclusion about everything. It tied together really well for me. So since most people know about Full Metal, I'm just gonna say the differences between them that made me like Brotherhood a little more. Like for one, the original anime doesn't have a lot of the manga characters. Like Olivier Armstrong, he was jokes. He doesn't appear in the original anime, but he does in Brotherhood. A common complaint I've heard among women is that the series doesn't give the same development importance to the women that are in the anime. But in Brotherhood, you see more about what Winry's got going on, and you see Armstrong's sister, who's a badass, giving it up crazy. So it was, representation matters all the time. The homunculi in both Full Metal Alchemist series serve as the antagonists, though their creators and even their identities shift from series to series. In both anime, lust, gluttony, and envy remain essential. Like not essential. I mean, like essentially the same characters. They stay like they don't change as far as those two anime go. But pride, wrath, sloth, and greed are like super different. In Brotherhood, wrath is Fuhrer Bradley, while pride is his son. However, in the original anime, Bradley is pride, and wrath is like a failed transmutation of Ed and Al's mentor, the shorty with the dreads in the original anime. And then also greed is created by Izumi's mentor, which is the shorty with the dreads. Her mentor creates greed. So, and then one of the craziest things to me is that sloth in the original is actually Ed and Al's mom's. And basically when this starts to happen in the anime, it starts to lead to like what's going on in like what's going on with the homunculi. So in Brotherhood in the manga, all the homunculi are created by father, and then he's like that antagonist to that story. However, in the original, the homunculi is created from like a failed human transmutation that was founded by Dante. Ed and Al make Sloth near the start of the series of the original, but in Brotherhood, the mom just fails to be completed. Like she just ends up being like a bunch of flesh. Also, because of each of the homunculi being a recreation of previous humans, when the homunculi come in contact with someone from their past life, they're extra vulnerable, which is what happens in the original series. Also, one thing that made me like Brotherhood more was the fact that in Brotherhood, the gate is not only a source, is only a source of alchemy. It's not a portal between worlds. The original Full Metal Alchemist, the gate in the series is the origin of alchemy, like energy, and it's a dimensional portal to another world, the Earth. In the story, it's explained that when people from our world die, their souls become energy which passes through the gate. And then it becomes energy used in everyday transmutations in the Full Metal Alchemist world. Those who pass through the gate are separated into three: mind, body, and soul, until merging onto the other side. For those who don't cross properly, parts of their mind and body are like scattered in the gate or taken by the gate. By those who But those who end up emerging on the other side find themselves in that alternate world. So for me, that was all just a lot for the original series. Like, to me, that really threw me off a little bit, and it's understandable because the original series came out while the manga was still being written. So the animation studio went further than what the manga was doing. So I'm not really mad at what they did, because considering that they went on their own and did the rest of the story, it wasn't that bad because both of them are good. Don't get me wrong. And then for me, the I don't know, the Brotherhood series, it just looks a little better. It's a little cleaner. Of course, because it's newer, so it's more visually appealing for me personally. For um for a fifth pick, I choose Psychopaths. Just season one though. If you haven't watched Psychopaths, in this series, a person's psychopath is a record of their mental state, including their hue, which is a measure of their current stress level, and then also a measure of their likelihood for completing a crime. This anime takes place in like future Japan. It shares an appearance of the same form of governing democracy that Japan actually does have. The truth of the matter is that the civil system's duties is basically put them in charge of designating who gets what roles in this society, and that includes the roles of bureaucrats. So when they choose the roles of bureaucrat, that takes away your democratic choice, period. Japan also, in this series, maintains a closed border system, so not to overtax the civil system with the monitoring of all the criminals and people or diplomatic turbulence. This anime to me was super thrilling, suspenseful. I really enjoyed every single episode. I remember when this anime dropped on Netflix, because I watched it, I binged it all in one day, and I was living in Florida at the time. And I remember my roommates being like, "What are you doing? Why are you not leaving your room?" I'm like, "Yo, this right here is fire. Like, I just gotta complete this." That said, I only really liked season one. It was so good. Samurai Champloo is number 6. I loved. Also, there's no super order to these. Like, it's not 1 through 10. Like 10 being my least favorite out of them. No, I just like randomly wrote them down because my original list was like 20, so I had to. It wasn't even 20. It was like more than 20. But either way, the Sunflower Samurai, man, that was like, I don't know why that was something that I just loved hearing, the samurai who smells of sunflowers. Like, that was just so like I don't know, neat that they did that, I guess. Samurai Champloo basically had me in my bag. It's a great journey, three main characters helping one character look for her father, who's supposed to be the samurai who smells of sunflowers. But like in the end, they, like when the journey is over, they go down their separate roads, and it's so bittersweet because you're like, there were so many adventures in between, um, so many jokes, so many mishaps, and despite everything they faced and the friendship that they forged with each other, they just walk away. Like, people come and go throughout these characters' journeys, leave marks on these characters, and this anime just really showed me at a young age that life is full of meetings and partings. Like, each of us can only walk one road. Sometimes the roads are the same, but eventually you have to walk your own road. To me, it was a super zen message. Like, I just thought it was really, because I also practice Buddhism, so for me it was just like, this is really deep. Also, Samurai Champloo had this weird, odd mix up of like hip hop, reggae, and it took place in the Edo period. That was super different to me. So I just loved these three fools going on an adventure looking for one girl's father. It was great. Like, I thought, oh, can't get any better than this. And I love anything Edo period, by the way. That's my favorite. I love the Edo period. Just the clothes, the traditions that they practice. I'm not saying that I would have liked to lived it, but looked like at one point it was a vibe. Number 7 on my list is Skip Beat. This is a Japanese shoujo. This is about a 16-year-old girl who discovers her childhood friend is just using her to be like a maid and take care of his living expenses while he works his way to become like a pop idol in Japan. So when she finds out, of course, she's like super heartbroken, and she decides that she's gonna get revenge on him by being the best in the business. Of course, she doesn't really have any talents, and she starts at an agency, and she has to start off from the bottom. So it's kind of cool to watch someone starting off on their own. The reasons for doing it pretty funny. Him being kind of like actually successful at this. And if you actually watched the manga and enjoyed it, I suggest read. If you watched the anime and enjoyed it, then suggest you read the manga because it continues her story. The anime ends really abruptly, so to me it wasn't satisfying at all. It kind of felt like they were gonna continue it. And I remember in 2009, the voice actor for the main character was like saying she wanted to do another season, but I don't know what ended up happening. They just never did it. Number 8 on the list is Soul Eater. If you like personally know me, you know I love Soul Eater. I just love all the aspects that come with it, the concept. Of course, the manga is better. The manga is always better. And in the manga, I think you get more of an ending you deserve. And if you love Fire Force, you should definitely give Soul Eater a try. Why would you not try Soul Eater? One of the major differences between the manga and the anime is the type of people that are able to consume souls and how are able to achieve being a death scythe. In the manga, one must collect 99 evil human souls and one witch souls. The souls are on a list made by death and specify who is allowed to be hunted. However, in the anime, they introduce like this Kishin egg concept, leaving it up to the student's ability in the soul perception to find Kishin souls and hunt them down. And it's just the manga had an ending I could live with. Like, it was just more organized. Yeah, it was just weird that they could personally just find where the Kishins were in the anime, but the manga things go in more depth. I love my favorite character is Black Star. I'm sorry, he's obnoxious and he's just the best assassin ever. Dragging it. Number 9 on my list is Speed Grapher. This anime follows a former war photographer. He starts investigating this fetish club, and it's for like the ultra super wealthy. And one day he tries to photograph the club's goddess, and she's like a 15-year-old kid. And they find out like he's trying to take the picture, and he's about to get murdered. But the 15-year-old kisses him, granting him the ability to destroy anything he photographs. As soon as he discovers like this power, it's kind of trippy because it turns out like her saliva or body fluids are is combined with like a particular virus that can give people bizarre abilities relating to their deepest desires or their secret fetishes or obsessions. So these club members, they strive to be gifted by her, and the main character just becomes entangled in this secret underground fucking society that's corrupt, and he wants to save the girl, and it's great. Like he goes against bloodthirsty members and people with bizarre, weird, freaky abilities. It's a real cool anime. I really like that one actually. And then at number 10 is Clinad After Story. I hope I'm saying most of these names and words right, because I'm really bad at names. I don't know why. But Clinad the After Story. This comes after. This is a sequel to the regular slice of life anime series Clinad, but it begins after the two main characters. To me, are the two main characters graduate, and it's just crazy. If you want to cry, like if you in a mood to be really, really sad, because for me, every episode I was invested already in these characters. So every episode was just so sad. Like real tear jerkers. Oh my God. So this is my top 10. We got Clinad, After Story, Speed Grapher, Soul Eater, Skip Beat, Samurai Champloo, Psychopaths Season 1, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Ouran High School Host Club, Hunter x Hunter, and Angel Beats. I really love these. I enjoyed them so much. These were just anime to me that after I watched them, I needed more. Like I really wanted to see what's happening next, what's going on. And then I also hope like some of these that are in my top 10 are not anime that everyone is watching. I mean, most of these are, I guess. Well, I guess not Speed Grapher. I never really hear anyone talk about Speed Grapher. You guys should watch that. Super good. So, guys, I hope you join me next time as I do another episode on who knows what. I got a lot of things that I want to do next, but people were asking for my top 10, so I decided to do this quick little video for you guys. Subscribe, keep fucking with me, keep smoking with me. Hope you love it. If any of these are in your top 10, let me know. Please subscribe to my YouTube and get ready for some shenanigans.